Prepare for battle.
One by one, they fall.
Just
Roguelike claims another.
I won't lie, that was unexpected.
Fear my presence.
Thank you so much, Tsunami. Man, Trent, you saw some funny stuff in the background over there. You guys almost didn't get to see me. I was blurred out for a while, but we're here.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed you guys just missed that dance. I mean, this is going to be a real dance of Dota, but this guy was just dancing around his room trying to get the camera to autofocus, and it was truly glorious. I'm pretty sure it was just a reenactment of him playing Beat Saber. But either way, the game has actually started. We're smoked up. Navi's running through here. But I think Shad is unlikely to walk up that ramp, so he should be okay.
Yeah, we got it. They're gonna
There's some accurate pings there from Shad. He's like right there.
Yeah, I think if you've watched any of these games, you start to see this like natural trade-off that happens, and the carry just hides away. I mean, he's already taken freaking Feast, for goodness sake. Like, he's not going over there. And Roger runs into Vision, as does General. They're going to drop down this ward already, just blocking it out right at the very edge. So Shad might realize that this is going on. He thinks it's over here, but it's actually over in this area. So they'll get the D ward on that small camp most likely.
Yeah, he pinged that right away. He's just cutting all those trees just in case.
Easy peasy.
But yeah, so we get ourselves a Shadow Fiend and I think at least the second Night Stalker I've seen today. So lots of Night Stalker in the matches I'm getting to see. We've seen the mid. And now we're moving to the off lane for General. So General, already a guy who's been building very tanky items on pretty much whoever we see him play in the lane and just looking to trade and fight and punish the enemy carry. And Night Stalker is a great hero at doing that when you just want to kind of lurk in the lane for a while.
Yeah, totally. I think that the other thing that stands out to me here is like sort of I don't know, it feels like sort of a classic match that we've seen before in the mid lane, but one that sort of is different than it has been when both of these heroes were in their heyday. With the Shadow Fiend going up against the Puck here, going raise first for Boom. He's going to try and have a good time against Iceberg, playing on this Puck, and already 3-1 versus 2-1. I'm curious to see how this plays out in the new iterations of both these heroes.
Yeah, the last time Puck was super popular, it was a lot of it was the laning stage,
right?
As well as just like the ridiculous amount of damage the hero got buffed with, and now it's back to like more normal levels. So hero doesn't necessarily win quite as many matchups as hard. Should still go pretty well. Nice dodge. That's the kind of stuff that you really like to see in the matchup, and it can put it in the Puck's favor. That's for sure.
Well, it's interesting too, because in some matchups you see this as like the Waning Rifts maxed out build or whatever. You're just like multiple points and then they hold off on phase shift, but against Shadow Fiend definitely makes sense. Other lanes up top, haven't talked about a whole heck of a lot. The weird looking Dark Willow playing together with Toby, and just the oppressive laniness that we see from a Slardar. If he gets out of this early stage pretty good, V2 might be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, it can. I guess we kind of have the same story with both offlaners, right? Of like very viable in terms of pressure in the carry. Should be a better job for the Slider, as you said, just because that's probably the best offlaner in the patch right now in regards to actually hurting you in the laning stage. But the rotations are a little bit better from the side of Navi, I would say, in terms of like the Puck is a better opportunity to rotate down and make stuff happen compared to the Shadow Fiend. So fairly even overall when we come to that like 8, 9, 10 minute mark, I think.
And at least for now, there's some early aggression. We'll look forward to that later stage when the rotations do start to come. There's already a good amount of pressure there from all this on fly hitting level 2. And throwing out that Maledict onto Toby, who's just going to salve up afterwards and then back away. Can they get this courier? It doesn't look like it. Aramis just going to keep the pressure on there and keep on punching away at V2. And who's looked like a standout player. I think he's been one of the guys that's really had some of the highlight games for this Navi roster. I've really been liking him on the carry.
Well, yeah, I think he's made Lifestealer look like a carry that can carry a game like very hard as a solo sort of guy, which I think is one of the more impressive things you can do on this patch. Because we've seen lots of Lifestealer games, but there's plenty of times where it ends up being this like 4 heroes and a Lifestealer, and the Lifestealer just can't really lift that big burden. But V-Tune is someone who's very capable at doing that, and you would think that that should be even easier when he's here playing with Sven.
Uh-oh, going in mid. Iceberg getting very up close and personal, and they're even going to glyph the wave here as he's waiting for his orb to come back up.
Yeah, he wants to get in there with the Waning Rift.
And, well, they're moving. That was Salve wasn't broken, so he got a little bit of extra heal off of that one. And now Roger in the mid lane as well with Celery. They're going to be able to force him back. 2 points up in Scatter Blast, but they can't really go for the aggression. Interesting.
Yeah, I thought he'd go for like a waning rift jump just to ensure he'd get the right orb hit, but just wanted to use the orb for the escape, which fair enough. Ensure he's taking the least amount of damage. He gets back to town time to catch some creeps. So overall, things just sort of even here in the mid. Not a whole lot of difference. Both teams requiring some rotations, and this should favor Shad. He would take on the Lifestealer, just because now there's no IO here to benefit the Night Stalker's trades. So your Feast is going to be winning out in that regard.
True. Iceberg, they're going to spot this regen rune up top, which is going to get picked up for him, which is going to be a nice little boon. And in the meantime, Celery will be able to rotate back down bottom. Lyle shows up again, and we are all reset. Still no kills already at 4.5 minutes. There's been a little bit of skirmishes here and there, but nobody's been able to strike it home.
Yeah, you would think Always Want to Fly might be the first to go down. Just a fairly vulnerable hero, especially with the aggro build. Yeah, it would be on. You're not wrong. But like one route into a slider at level 4 is pretty scary. As Toby's just about there now.
Well, he does have those 3 points prepped up, and VTune making the move over. They're going to try and go onto him or secure this rune, or maybe they can get both. Goes into the Shadow Realm and gets the rune. Still gets the right click off. That reveals, hey, there might be some vision up here, guys.
Well, luckily it's vanishing right now, so that's kind of the wrong info that you want to get. Oh, he actually Always Want to Fly saw the dead ward, so he knows that it expired. Okay. Convenient Dota feature. Not a bug, just a feature. Who knows what it was at first?
That's right. It exists now. We're past it.
Yeah.
So first nighttime's coming around right now. A very slight lead for Viking, but general double bracer and trying to work towards this completed phase boots. He's going to catch this creep wave and try and put some pressure on. And a lot of damage on the Celery. He's getting chased down. General gets hit by that open wounds to slow him down. And it looks like the Snapfire will escape.
It costs them so little to do that, too.
Yeah. That really does.
Boom gets lucky on the guess. We'll get the rune this time, but the coil's out.
Yeah, and the chase in comes. Roger's there as well, bringing in that Night Stalker. They saw this rotation, and that's going to allow them to get the Roger kill. Can they get another turnaround here, though? It doesn't look like it. With Always Want to Fly moving in, and Celery making that rotation as well. They will take them both down. Big kills for Navi.
Yeah, it does give the first blood to for Viking at the very least. So, somewhat even. Not really. But, you know, at least you didn't get 2-1 and they got the first blood. So, for now, Roger will return to the mid lane, bottle up Iceberg, and then just go right back to being a nuisance in the bottom lane together if they'd like. But it looks like stacks are on the mind of Roger right now, perhaps.
Yeah, that's the
and Always Want to Fly. Well, oh, yeah, they got a lot of stacks happening right now with Mr. Sven, huh?
On the same time.
Oh, doubles?
Some too.
Oh, yes. 4 camps. That's nice.
That's crazy. That's going to be a good injection of gold. I wonder if they're going to try and find him. Yeah, already Celery's coming up here to scout this out and see what they got working.
What's interesting is he's scanned and smoked too. So
right,
a bit costly, but yeah, he does get the block down.
And won't quite run into Roger breaking that one. So if they go for one more stack, they will be able to interrupt it. Should mention right now also, Dyer has a decent sized stack on that hard camp up by the secret shop as well. So they're going to have a little bit of injection of gold into Boom if they want to make that work. I kind of want to see what route Viking go with this, because like we so often think of Viking as this team that just hits this incredibly hard timing. You know, where everything starts flowing, they start to like end the game around that 25-minute mark or so.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a lineup that can do that?
It definitely fits their play style because they're all about like the flowchart Dota, just like following them the next logical move, and they have a lot of that stuff in this draft. They have the sort of like tower pusher and group up hero in the shadow and / roshing hero with the help of the Slardar. So they just are able to approach objectives, use big spells to try and win the fight, and then they slow down for a second to get their key items. So like for now, I could see them grouping up to try and take the mid tier 1. Then I'll see them slow down to try and get the blink dagger built up on Toby first before going for anything else too crazy, like advancing to like the tier 2 stages in the Roche and everything.
Right.
And then they get their Roche, and then they buy their BKBs, and then they go tier 2s and high ground.
Right.
And sometimes they'll wait for the cages and the cheese for the second like high ground siege, and that's like flowchart Dota, right? Just like super simple, making sure that you're giving yourself advantages at every moment.
Right. If that's maybe where you try and find like these moments to slow the game down with the general Night Stalker, right? Because it's sort of when that nighttime comes around, it's a lot harder to make that move. Fighting into a Night Stalker. But the flip side of that too is how many times we've seen Night Stalkers that can see this like danger coming at them, but just can't do anything about it because they're not strong enough.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a double-edged sword because although you're very strong at night, there's also this very glaring window to your opponents saying like, I suck right now. Yeah. If your ulti's on cooldown and it's daytime, it's just like, well, this guy's not that great.
All right. Well, again, very even. Only 1-2 at this 9-minute mark. Mask of Madness done. We got the first blink done as well. Finished off for Iceberg. It's going to be brought out to him now as they try and go down bottom and see if they can get this catch. It was a good cookie attempt. Only hits on the IO in general. Able to do more than enough damage. That 3 points up in overcharge is devastating.
Man, how much attack speed is this going to be on Night Stalker? It's crazy. I mean, a guy has a really good attack speed when his level 20 talent is plus 35 damage.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like, what a garbage-looking talent on so many other heroes this would be.
With Shock Jolty coming out, trying to take down Toby, they get him. That's the relocate rotation over for it. Very nice pickup, and suddenly all 5 of Navi grouped together to make that kill happen as the general is going to be brought down bottom again.
Yeah, he's doing the, I think the same build Seb did with the glove and everything too.
Okay.
I think Seb went for a pipe after in that game, but not necessarily going to look that good in this one, I would think.
No, it's not really what they're too worried about. I'm kind of interested to see, like, when that group, though, because as you mentioned, it's their play style, and Boom right now going for this BKB first. It feels like they're trying to get geared up to fight. It's the main area that they're going towards. And another stack of ancients, another stack of camps all across the map, everywhere. Double over on those ancients, really nice.
This is the worst situation to be in right now, though, if you're Viking, because they had the blink queued up on the Slardar, like they were ready to kind of go and make their plays, and you have this urn done on the Dark Willow, but then they realized that like they didn't feel strong enough with like the start Shad's head. They're just saying, hey man, like if you get a blink right now, I don't really want to fight. I don't know if we're gonna win these fights. So now he's gone back for the hood first on Toby, which is gonna further delay things, and all the while you have a Sven with so many stacks happening. Just farming up in the jungle, and the Puck has gone for this aggressive item. So Iceberg is going to be looking for this gank attempt here. Shad, not much to infest here. That's going to look. Oh, that's the worst time for that to happen for him.
Oh yeah, that's death. That is a rough one, and Rage will not save you from Maledict
or the tip.
No, damn dude, big plays.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So that is at least a tier 1 tower taken up top, but at the same time there's pressure onto this mid tier 1 and bottom simultaneously. This is a scary time right now for Viking. B-Tune, can they get him?
Is this their punish?
Iceberg.
Radiant's bottom.
Yeah, nope. Trying to move in. They're going to turn around instead and say, come and fight me. Requiem comes out as the relocate came in. General, still thinking about going in. Always want to fly is there. They find one. No, the Terrorize comes out, only hits onto one of those heroes. Puck jumps in. They kill off Celery. And the relocate will pull out the IO as V-Tune. You get hit by that Curse Crown. Can Viking make this work? But the IO jumps in. It's not enough for the save. Infest out of Aramis. And now the chase down coming. Viking